But for comparatively lighter functions like lehendi. Namaste everyone, welcome back. I'm Ishanya and I hope you guys are doing great. Now you guys must be wondering why the festive getup now that the festive season is over. Well, the festivities might be over, but the wedding season is still on. So now that we are done with all of our festive content, it's time to bring in some wedding content for you guys, because I'm sure that at least in this 1 month, which is December, all of us will have at least one wedding that we'll attend. But with the wedding season comes the huge dilemma, the million-dollar question. What should we wear? Now I understand that every time you have a new wedding to attend, it's not practically possible to spend 3,000-4,000 rupees into an outfit that you're probably going to be wearing just like 2 or 3 times, right? Now of course no one is going to stop shopping for lehengas, saris, suits and shararas. But I believe there are a couple of staple pieces in your wardrobe. These are the pieces that I believe you should be on the lookout for because they are very versatile. And if you have these pieces in your wardrobe, I believe that mixing and matching them can create a lot of new outfits for you without having to spend a fortune and burning a hole in your pocket. So coming up on the other side are wedding essentials and must-haves that you guys can try to build a super versatile wedding wardrobe. Let's go.
But all I know is step by step. But then again, I don't wanna wait for bliss when all I really need is only lavender dreams.
Now one staple piece that I feel you guys should always have in your wardrobe is a gold choker like this one. Now why I'm asking you guys to go for a gold choker is because A, chokers are very versatile, go with most outfits, and reason number 2 being most Indian outfits have gold accents in them. Gold jewelry is going to go with majority of your outfits. For example, the one that I'm wearing right now, you can see that it has a lot of gold accents here and there, and gold jewelry like this one would complement the entire outfit really well. If you guys get this in an entire set with a mang tika, earrings, it's even better, but a gold choker is definitely a must-have. Next thing that I would suggest you guys to have if you are someone who likes wearing very minimal things to wedding is a pearl necklace like this. Now I haven't really seen a lot of people trying out pearl jewelry for weddings. I really don't know why, because pearl jewelry stands out so beautifully. The grace and the flamboyance that a good pearl necklace like this one carries is unparalleled. In fact, I also created an all pearl look in my Diwali outfits video, and I feel that that is one look which looks so timeless and so beautiful just because I have paired it up with pearl accents all over, and it's complementing the entire look so well. If you guys don't want to try heavy pearls, this is a set that has both green and purple accents. So this is basically a dual side necklace, and if you guys can see, this also has pearl accents to it. So this is also one way of incorporating pearl in your collection. Also a great idea of having 2 jewelry pieces in one, makes the whole thing super affordable. And the next thing that I feel, I don't think it's a staple, but I think it's a good idea to have something with green accents in your collection as well. This is definitely not a must-have. I just included it in this list in case you guys are looking for ideas. This necklace has a lot of green accent, and this is the earring that it comes with. Now why I am recommending you guys a green set is because if you don't want to go for the conventional silver, diamond, gold jewelry, then green sets are something that go beautifully if you're wearing something red or white. Dark green and turquoise green contrasts very well with these 2 colors. So if you guys are looking to build your collection beyond silver, gold, diamond and pearl jewelry, then I would highly recommend you guys to have something with green accents like this in your collection. For earrings, I don't think I need to give you guys any recommendations because everyone has good and nice earrings in their collection, so I'm just gonna skip that part. But speaking of earrings, I would definitely want to point out the ones that I'm wearing right now. These are from Gehna Shehna, an Instagram store that I also did a haul from a few months ago. The video will be over here. I just happened to casually tell Divya that I really like these earrings as well as the pearl ones from her collection, and she also very kindly sent these 2 earrings to me, so thank you so much, Divya. Also, if you guys want to support local and small businesses, then Gehna Shehna is definitely a page that you should check out on Instagram. Moving on, paying attention to the accessories on your hand is also very important. I've seen a lot of people neglect that. You can go for bangles or kadas if you like. I am not personally a bangles or kadas person, so I like to go for intricate bracelets, watches or rings like the one that I'm wearing right now. I have this entire ring stand, kind of looks creepy but comes in very handy. You guys will not believe the amount of difference that a good ring that goes well with your outfit makes. The same thing goes with watches and bracelets as well. I have this pearl bracelet with me over here, and I wore this again with the pearl look that I created with the Diwali video. So you guys will have a rough idea about how to accessorize for your hands as well. If you don't like wearing bracelets, then I would suggest you guys to go for a watch with gold accents. But if you guys want to go for something even different, you can definitely try bangles like these ones. Basic oxidized bangles, you will easily get them everywhere in every local market. And the best thing about this is perfect for casual everyday wear also. So if you are someone who goes to office, goes to college and wears a lot of Indian clothes, going to go very well with them as well. Now my next suggestion is going to be a little unconventional, but please hear me out. It's a white plain satin shirt. Now why I'm suggesting a satin shirt to be in your wedding wardrobe collection is because you can pair it with any and every lehenga skirt that you have. I recently wore this white satin shirt with an old skirt that I had lying around when I really could not decide for the life of me what to wear for Diwali. I know pairing a shirt with a skirt is a trend that has been here for a while, but personally I feel it looks very playful and also is super comfortable at the same time. Of course, this is not something that I feel you can sport for weddings or engagements, but for comparatively lighter functions like haldi or mehendi, these kind of outfits look really cute and very out of the box. The next thing that I would suggest you guys to try out is a pre-draped sari. Now what a pre-draped sari is, it comes with all of the pleats and everything in place, so all you have to do, literally all you have to do is drape the sari around you. There will already be hooks provided on the sari at the right places. Keep the pallu on your shoulder and you're literally done. It takes less than 2 minutes to drape the whole sari. Trust me, this is coming from someone who learned how to drape a sari literally like 1 month ago when I had to do the whole Diwali outfits video. And I'm not a pro at draping saris. I always take my mom's or grandmom's help. So in situations like these, pre-draped saris come to my rescue, and I feel that there's a certain way in how a pre-draped sari falls on the body. It looks extremely flattering, and the way it falls on your curves, it's beautiful. I did an entire video on how to style a pre-draped sari in 5 different ways, so if you want, you can check it out. However, if you guys are still skeptical about going for a pre-draped sari, what I would suggest is to go to a local store and try one for yourself over there. It's a great way to figure out how a particular style is going to look on you. If you like how it looks, of course you can go ahead and buy it either online or offline. But for the style quotient and of course the ease that it comes with of being able to drape a sari in literally 2 minutes, it's definitely a piece worth checking out. A lot of wedding events also have an Indo-Western theme to them, and what's the first thing that comes to your mind when someone says Indo-Western? I'll tell you what mine is. Wearing a belt over literally anything that's there. You can wear a belt on top of a lehenga or on top of a sari or on top of literally anything, and it instantly gives you a better shape and a modern appeal to your look. The first one that I have is this gold belt that I got a long time ago from Shein. If your outfit is a little less on the traditional side, this is going to look great with it. And the other two are a little wider. This is the first one. I think this is my favorite Indian belt of all. And this is the other one. Almost 90% of Indian outfits have gold tones to them, which is why all of my belts here are golden. The easiest and most accessible place to check out belts or anything for that matter is Amazon. But of course, your local stores are also going to give you plenty of options. The next thing that I feel that completely pulls your outfit together is a good bag. Now personally, I am not a fan of potlis because I don't find them functional enough. They don't fit in a lot of stuff, but that's completely my opinion. I have 4 bags here to show you guys. The first one is this. You guys would have seen me sporting this literally everywhere. Again, carried this with the pearl look that I created for the Diwali video. Looked beautiful with it, and I swear this is probably my favorite bag at the moment. This is from H&M, by the way, in case you're wondering. The second one is this one. It has a lot of sequins work going on. I originally purchased this for my birthday about 3 years ago, but I feel because of the bling, it also goes pretty well with a couple of Indian outfits that I also have. Next is the silver clutch for the times when your outfit has silver tones to it instead of the usual golden. And lastly is this bag with gold accents. Now why I feel this bag is perfect to be carried with every outfit that you practically would have is because it has so many colors which fits almost every color palette. The embellishments here at the top make it a good enough piece to have in your wedding collection. Again, you guys can go for specific colors based on your outfit or whatever you're wearing, but these are just a couple of staples that I feel everyone should have. The next one, the savior of all Gen Zs and millennials, are crop tops. For all of us who can't fit into our moms or grandmoms' blouses, crop tops are a great way to give your saris a completely fresh and new appeal. It is going to be much more well-fitting than any old blouse that you might recycle for a sari. I made an entire video about styling crop tops with saris, so if you guys want, of course, you can check it out here. And one more reason why I like crop tops so much is because they are multi-purpose. So if you guys want, you can pair them with saris, but at the same time, they go really well with Western outfits as well. So if you probably bought a crop top specifically to pair with a sari, it's not like you can't recycle that crop top and pair it with maybe a pair of jeans or maybe a pair of pants, skirts, whatever. The possibilities are endless. Now moving on to people who like keeping it super light even when it comes to wedding, and you want to wear something super plain, simple and comfortable, like maybe a black or white or red or any solid color outfit, one thing that is going to bring out your whole look is a good dupatta. My first suggestion would be to get yourself a net dupatta in gold tones. Again, I'm just repeating myself about the gold tone part here, but the amount of outfits that this dupatta is going to go with, you name it. You can pair it with a lehenga, with a sharara, with a suit, everything. So this is one thing. If you guys don't have it, please get one for yourself. And the other suggestion that I would have is a good Banarsi dupatta. Now for the Banarsi dupatta, you can go for any color that you like, because you will be pairing it, most probably you will be pairing it with a solid colored outfit. So this one is a very nice and bright blue Banarsi dupatta. I also made an entire outfit featuring this dupatta in my last year Diwali outfits video. Again, I will have it linked over here. I have mostly worn all of these pieces in so many of my videos, so you guys can see even I have created so many looks out of these pieces. And the second one is this pink Banarsi dupatta. This is comparatively heavier, but if you want just one piece to define and bring together your whole outfit, it's this one. The next thing that completes the outfit is of course footwear. Now honestly, let's be real, in most cases the footwear isn't even visible, so I wouldn't recommend you guys to go for 5-6 super high inch heels. They are going to be very painful, and weddings are the kind of functions where you have to walk, you have to eat, you have to dance, so might as well keep the footwear comfortable. So my first suggestion would be a good pair of juttis. This is the one that my mom has been using for I don't know how long. The embroidery here on top also makes it super fancy and super pretty. And my second recommendation would be a pair of beige heels. The heel is considerably high, but because it's block heel, it's super comfortable even if I have to wear this for longer events. Now, by now you guys would have guessed that I like going for pieces that I can also pair with my Western outfits, hence a pair of beige heels. And my last suggestion would be a pair of transparent heels. Of course, you guys can go for a gold or silver tone footwear, but like I said, the footwear in most cases is not even visible, so might as well go for something that is also going to go with Western outfits. And of course, silver goes more with Western outfits as compared to golden. Also, because the strap and the heel over here is transparent, it's suitable to be paired with every color, every outfit, and almost everything that you will be wearing for the wedding season. Now we're done with our outfit, we're done with our jewelry, our footwear, and the last thing I promise that's remaining is makeup. Now for makeup, everyone knows the same base go-to products: foundation, concealer, highlighter, blush, all of that. You guys know that. I'm not gonna get into that. But two lipstick shades that I would definitely 100% suggest you guys to keep in your wedding collection is a good red and nude lipstick. A good and bright red lipstick is going to make you look like $1,000,000. But if you guys have a lot of eye makeup going on and if you want to keep it light and want all the attention to just your eyes, then a good nude lipstick is what you should have in your collection. Needless to say, browns, oranges, pinks, any other shades that you might have is also going to look beautiful, but red and nude I feel are absolute staples. This one is from the Lakme Absolute Argan Oil collection. You can see that it has a very nice sheen to it as well. The most popular and iconic red lipstick that there is out there is Ruby Woo from MAC, but personally I haven't tried any MAC lipsticks. They're super expensive. I'm still waiting to get my hands on a MAC lipstick, but if you want something more affordable, this is something you can definitely try. And the nude one that I have is a lip crayon from K Beauty. Kay Beauty hands down makes the best nude lipsticks. The one that I would suggest to you is We Ours. This is the one that I use the most. It's a 100% matte formula but does not dry your lips at all. And of course, you can also gloss it up if you like. So that would be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for sticking till the end. I know this was a very long video, but I wanted to help you guys build your wedding wardrobe collection as much as I could. I really hope this video was able to give you some insight into the things that you should be on the lookout for whenever you're going wedding shopping. So if you did like this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell button so you're notified every time we have a new upload on this channel. And also don't forget to connect with me on my social media, the handles for which are right at the bottom of the screen. If this video proves to be helpful to you in any way, please let me know in the comment section down below. It's very motivating. I love to hear from you guys. And of course, it would be helpful to know the kind of videos that you guys are interested in watching. So I'm going to take your leave now, and until then, I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!